Okay, so welcome back. In this tutorial, I'm going to go through HTML. And so I just want to go through the introduction of HTML and try and answer some questions. So I'm going to use this application called Sololearn. HTML is a markup language. I'm just going to go through the basics. And so Sololearn here, HTML is the course that we're taking. First up, overview. So what is HTML? So the first question is HTML used for creating websites? Well, of course, yeah, it's used for creating websites. So I'm going to just go through the questions. The next question is going to be HTML code is used to work with databases, structure the content of a web page. Obviously, it's used for structure. And then the next question is true or false, web browsers read HTML code to display the resulting web page. Yeah, browsers have to read, that's true. So that's what happens. Which of the following is a valid paragraph tag? So we use angle brackets and then a P in between. So that's what we do. And then the next question is drag and drop to create a valid paragraph. So obviously this is the opening tag, the closing tag, and then the content goes in between. If you check that, you'll see that that'll be true. So which of the following will create a text paragraph on a web page? Text, paragraph, P. And then the last question on this part, on the overview, select the only true statement. HTML controls the structure. Of course, yeah, it does. That's what it does, So it controls the structure. So yeah, we're done with that part. HTML elements, you can use the code playground to write, run, test your code. Yeah, you can. They're asking this question in relation to Sololearn. So Sololearn has a code playground where you can write, you can test your code. And then the next question is, what's the HTML tag for a level 1 heading? So headings start from H1 up to H6. So H1 is level 1. So yeah, drag and drop to create text headings of 2 different levels. So H1, the closing one is this one. The closing tag always has a /. And then for H2, the opening tag does not have a /. And so this is what they're testing us over here. And then the next question is drag and drop to create valid HTML code. So H1, this is H1. H2 is going to go on H2, and then P is going to go on P. So H1, H1, H2, H2, P, P. So you can notice that the closing tags, they do have the /. Okay, so drag and drop to create a valid image tag in HTML. So image is img, angle bracket img, and then source. This is going to be the source, the image that you want to display. And then this is a self-containing tag. You don't need a closing tag, so it's a self-containing element. Select the 2 correct statements. Images are examples of empty tags, correct. Headings are not empty tags. Images don't require a closing tag, correct. So these 2 statements are correct. So check that. Well, that's it. So we're done with HTML elements. We're going to move on to creating our first HTML page. So let's check this out. There are 4 questions here. So we need a text editor if we are to create a web page. So we need a text editor where we're going to write our code. So let's see the first question. What type of editor is used to edit HTML code? Of course, this is text editor. So check that. This is correct. Let's move on to the next question. What is the correct extension for HTML files? HTML. So HTML files, they do have a .html extension. Then let's look at the next question. Drag and drop from the options below to create a valid HTML document. So we're going to start with HTML first, and then the head is going to come here. So that's it. And then the last question, where should you put the title tag? So the title tag goes in between the head element. So let me see, between the head tags here. So this one. Yeah, we're done with that part. Creating a blog. Let's see, there's only 1 question. Fill in the blanks to add the title to the HTML page. So here we're going to say title. So here you need to remember to put a /, so title, just like that, and you're good to go. So you can check that out, and then you see that's correct. All right, last but not least, on the overview, so let's look at this module quiz. What is HTML? Is it a markup language, a programming language, a scripting language, hypertext library? It's a markup language. That's why it's called hypertext markup language. It's an acronym. Yeah, so HTML. So let's see, that's correct. Next up, of which main parts does the HTML file consist of? The head and the body, right? The HTML has got head and the body, so this one. The next one, which tag contains the visual part of is the body, which contains the visual parts. So check that out, and then fill in the blanks. HTML, and then here we have head. So here we're gonna say head. We already have a / there, and then here we're gonna say body. We already have a / there, so you don't need to do much. So check that out. You see, we are done. Okay, so with the overview, we are done with the overview. So in our next tutorial, we're going to start on HTML basics. So I hope to see you in our next tutorial. For now, I'm out. Bye bye.